When you become pro-Asian enough, you start listening to Black people and become pro-Black as well. I'm not talking about individual Asian advancement where you play pick-me to white people, cater to them, make yourself smaller for them, maybe marry one of them, and then move up in society that way. No, that's not what I'm talking about. When you're interested in the liberation of the Asian American collective and in Asians around the world freeing themselves, and specifically to Asian Americans because we are a relatively new ethnic group in America.
I'm making this video as an Asian American to address my fellow Asian Americans who engage in anti-Black racism. Let's talk about this. For example, this right-wing Asian says, let me list all the problems that Black Americans face that is shared by people of no other race. Okay, list over. Yes, it is true. If a Black person has a problem, an Asian or white person has the same problem somewhere in America. There's nothing special about your race. This is, in short, white supremacy talking points. Let's address this. Here's just a very short list of the unique suffering that Black Americans have had to and still have to go through. 266 years enslavement, 99 years of Jim Crow, 300% maternal mortality rate, 2% the wealth of whites, explicitly denied the GI Bill, FHA loans, and college admissions, and Social Security access. SCOTUS ruled approval to commit Black genocide in Buck versus Bill, which, by the way, has never actually been overruled.
Dear Asian people, please stop being so racist and anti-Black all the time. When we seek white acceptance, we're being anti-Black. You know what Black people are saying about the whole H-Mart controversy? They're sitting this one out. They're eating popcorn and watching us because they're tired of helping us.
What's up, guys? Hope you're doing good. Welcome back to the channel. Actually, guys, Asian community, they are finally saying loud, saying like Black people, they are very important in their life and everything. They're confessing and they see their power this time. And what's so shocking, this changed because of what's been happening with this Trump administration. They start to open their eyes. Maybe they're like, oh, they warned us. They always tell us the truth. Now we are facing the same things. We're understanding. So guys, let's dive in. The credit belongs to the one of the videos. I will be back with more commentary.
Which, by the way, has never actually been overruled. Arrested 10 times more than whites for the exact same acts. And don't even get me started on the dozens and dozens of Black massacres committed by white supremacists throughout American history, through the 1980s, by vigilante groups, and by state government. Massacres for which reparations were never paid, and none of the white supremacists were ever held accountable. And as an Asian American and human rights lawyer, I'm acutely aware of the anti-Asian racism throughout American history. Everything from the Chinese Exclusion Act to the Asiatic Exclusion League to the outright ban on Asian immigration in 1924. So how ridiculous do you think it sounds when Asians are anti-Black, when it was Black Americans and Black civil rights leaders who ensured that Asians would get their immigration rights back as part of the 1965 Civil Rights Acts? The civil rights movement influenced U.S. immigration policy intimately because Black civil rights leaders recognized their own history and did not want that same suffering on Asian Americans. Therefore, leaders like Dr. King demanded that Asian Americans, Latino Americans, basically anyone non-white immigrating to the United States would be given dignity and humanity. And finally, let's address this nonsense claim that Black people are the reason why Asian Americans can't get admission to Harvard or other Ivy League schools. Affirmative action is not your problem, because if you really blamed affirmative action, you would be blaming white women. Why? Because more white women have benefited from affirmative action than every other racial demographic and minority combined. Yet, at no point do these Asian Americans who are anti-Black and blame Black people for affirmative action even bring up white women. Moreover, over 43% of white admissions to schools like Harvard would not have gotten admissions on credentials alone. They got admitted because they're legacy students. And the data shows that 3/4 of those white students were not qualified academically, meaning they took the spot of a more qualified Black, Latino, or Asian person. But it's funny how these anti-Black Asians have zero regard for this white supremacist policy of legacy, but they want to blame Black people. This is white supremacy in a nutshell. And to those Asians who say, hey, look, I stand with Black people, I don't believe in this kind of anti-Black racism, that isn't enough. You need to speak out and condemn this injustice with your voice and your actions. Class dismissed.
Dear Asian people, please stop being so racist and anti-Black all the time. When we seek white acceptance, we're being anti-Black. You know what Black people are saying about the whole H-Mart controversy? They're sitting this one out. They're eating popcorn and watching us because they're tired of helping us. Black people have been saying this shit for years. Everyone, including Asian people, have been appropriating Black culture far longer and more insidiously than any other group. How are we going to expect black people to be in solidarity with us when we're still so anti-black and crave proximity to whiteness? Asians are where we are today because black and indigenous people fought for civil rights, yet y'all still want to sit at the white people's table. Asians are still doing shit like feeding into the model minority myth, and a lot of y'all are still obsessed with chasing after wealth or prestige using the same systems that have exploited black people for generations. And just because you went to a good school, landed a corporate job, or assimilated into white culture doesn't mean you can become politically apathetic and throw under the bus all the black activists and organizers who have fought tirelessly so you can enjoy the rights that you have today. Asians, please stop being so complicit in white supremacy. It's embarrassing. If we want to advance Asian American rights, we have to fight against white supremacy alongside black and brown people.
Listening to black people and become pro-black as well. I'm not talking about individual Asian advancement where you play pick-me to white people, cater to them, make yourself smaller for them, maybe marry one of them, and then move up in society that way. No, that's not what I'm talking about. When you're interested in the liberation of the Asian American collective and in Asians around the world freeing themselves, and specifically to Asian Americans because we are a relatively new ethnic group in America, you realize that black Americans have been liberating themselves for as long as they have been here, for over 400 years. You look at the way that they ostracize the pick-me's in their community, the Candace Owens, you can see what happened with Onyeka, the Danish deception girl. Black people, and specifically black women, did not let them off the hook. Candace Owens can no longer go to black people for any kind of support or help because as a collective, they have disowned her. Why are Asians not doing more of that? Look at the way that black people have created their own spaces, created their own communities throughout American history. Even when white people have gone and tried to destroy them, they have managed to create their own culture, their own language. They're protective of those spaces. They embrace their ethnic features and hair texture instead of just doing whatever Karen is doing. And this, I'm talking generally. I'm not saying that every black American is like this. I'm saying that a lot of them are, and that the general sentiment that I get from that community is that they are proud to be who they are. So if you're Asian and you're thinking, I want to be able to wear my cheap to school. I don't like it when people gentrify my food after making fun of it my entire childhood. I don't like being fetishized, and I will not marry someone who does that to me. When you start thinking this way, you just look right on over to black people, and they've already had those thoughts. They've already done the same thing. You just do it in your own Asian flavor. And this doesn't even get into the fact that our liberation is all tangled up in each other. Like all the minorities in the US and in the world, overthrowing white supremacy is like a collective effort. And black people have been telling us this since we got here.
Yeah, guys, actually for years, Asian try so hard to align to have this whiteness, to feel like they're white, but no matter how much they try to belong, to be included, they always something that push them away, show them like we are not the same, there's no way. And now they are starting to understand like discrimination and everything. They understand what black people been saying for a long time, and now they see like, oh, we try so hard to be white, to align with them, to be in their society, but no matter how much we try, it's not working. Now we have to be with black people. So this is crazy. Let's keep watching.
The Asian community is literally so anti-black, and it literally fucking pisses me off. Like, we are literally so uneducated, uninformed, just misinformed, everything about the black community, and it pisses me off. And like, it just boggles my mind how a lot of Asians see black people as beneath them. I shit you not, I literally saw someone on my story and I literally was so gagged. Like, I was like, are you serious right now? And I sent him a message, ask him if he's being serious about this. This guy is Bhutanese. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but like, I guess he got like some kind of spray tan or whatever because he's doing some kind of stupid movie shoot or whatever. Roy posts on his story and says, because his skin is like 10 shades darker or something, he said, can I say the N-word now? With a ninja emoji next to it. I slid up so fucking quick and I asked this man, are you fucking serious right now? And guess what? That man left me on red. Need I say again that he is not black? He is Bhutanese from Bhutan or whatever the fuck you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Quite honestly, like, the Asian community is literally so underhandedly racist to the black community, and it just, like, not to mention the black community is one of the most supportive of marginalized groups that has ever like uplifted the Asian community and actually put effort into supporting us. I'm probably gonna piss a lot of Asians off for saying that, but it's literally the truth, and I fucking see it for what it is.
I always tell people the day the Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. But the problem is our communities are divided. For Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships.
Very true.
Well, I bet you
Yes.
a lot of Asian Americans too don't, in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this
Thank
country.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with black?
I am absolutely so heartwarmed that he said that. I'm glad that more Asians slowly but surely are coming out and coming up with this information and be like, hey, you would not have your civil rights, the comfortability, the proudness that you have, and the freedom that you have within the United States, the business that you're able to run, the accomplishments, the schooling, the education, the jobs that you're able to accomplish and maintain. None of that would have been possible if it wasn't for civil rights, if it wasn't paid in black blood. And there are a stupid ton of Asian Americans who lives in America and do not understand that.
As an Asian American, I'm often asked why do I focus so much on the advocacy work of Black Americans, and it is because their advocacy work is always inclusive. The Black Civil Rights Movement did not just benefit Black people, it benefited all marginalized people, and it is the reason why I, as an Asian American, have civil rights. Also, throughout Asian American history, Black Americans have consistently held space for including us in their advocacy work. From the increase in anti-Asian violence in 2020 and 2021, to looking out for Japanese Americans during World War II. Going all the way back to 1869 when Frederick Douglass delivered a speech arguing that Chinese should be allowed to immigrate and become citizens. He didn't only want to advocate for the United States becoming a home for Black and brown people, he said, I want the Asiatic to find a home here in the United States and feel at home here, both for his sake and for ours.
What they need more is to accept or to align with Black community instead of looking acceptance from whiteness, because they see like for years they've been trying but it's not the same. And I love how these Asian are opening they're saying it loud, like saying like we need Black people, we need to align with them. They are the people, we face the same things, even though Black people been telling you for a long time, been there before you, so what's happened, so they know what they went through, they know them more than you. And this time I think some Asian, they're starting to open their eyes and seeing the truth, seeing like no matter how much we try, we never belong, so we better align with Black community, it will be better for us. And yeah, I feel like um we need to be humble in everywhere we live, and you need to listen for someone who have more experience than you, and you need to look on the positive side. Especially, I know it's not all white, there's some white who really cares about minorities, who really cares about Black, who really cares about Latino, who don't care how you look like, who will treat you the same. We have those white, but also there's other one who don't care about, who are racist like crazy. So you need to align with the Black people and those white who have the same thinking, the same understanding. Because if you try to fit in with the people who is already racist, no matter how much you try, he will never accept you. He will only use you for the moment when he needs you, and when he don't need you, he will just toss you out like on side, and you will suffer from it. That's what we keep seeing with this administration. You remember the way Latino show up, Asian show up, like many communities show up for them, voted for them, like Cuban and everything. But the first chance they get, they betray them like crazy. So this is what you do. This is what they want. If they speak to you, if they treat you nice, like if you have a friend and treat you nice and you know they're racist, it's because they just want you for the moment for something. And if they like done using you, of course you will regret that. They will just act like they don't even know you. That's what happened when there was election day. He showed you like he care about you, he tried to come and sing your song, but we all know that's what black people comes in. They warn you, they say this is a lie, it's because we want your vote, you will see, we regret this, be careful, but you refuse to listen. Now look what's happening. Yeah, guys, I feel like if someone have more experience than you, please be humble and listen to them. But I really like that this should be a wake-up call for many of you to know like the right candidate to vote next time and the right friends to be with. So actually, guys, I have few comments from the people. The first comment say, black people been saying this, welcome to the truth. The second one say, we warned you all, the system won't protect you. Now you are seeing it. To respect the Asian speaking up, unit matters. The other ones I try to fit in with people who don't accept you, never works. The last one, this is the alliance they don't want us to build. Yeah, I think they will not be happy, but also there's some people are still don't want to align with black people. But what I can say, the time will teach you, trust me. So be careful. So guys, I just want to thank you so much for the support you've been giving me. Thank you so much for taking your precious time and watch my video. I really appreciate that. I don't take that for granted. And kindly share the video with your friends and family. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you next one as always. Bye.